Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, White Angel Messages. I'm Angel. This is a Viking Valor video. So we're going to be looking at a conflict that needs some sort of guidance towards a peaceful resolution. There are 3 of these videos uploaded every month on the 9th, 18th, and the 27th, and they're all collected in the Viking Valor playlist. They're all timeless, so if you're looking for resolution to a conflict and this video perchance is not it, just check out the playlist. It could be there. The link is down below in the description box. Okay guys, let's start because it's time to get rid of those conflicts so we can enjoy life peacefully and tranquilly. Now, during the premeditation for this reading, I was picking up the words boundaries, respecting boundaries, and defend your boundaries, defend yourself. Okay, let's go see at this point. I heard take a look at the bottom of the deck, which I never do. Bad habit. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Someone, in fact, is feeling frustrated. I'm getting this feeling of frustration. And we also have a rune, the victory rune in the reverse. It's upside down because someone's losing. Someone is losing something and they feel frustrated. Okay, let's keep the general energy card right up there since Spirit did say take a look at it. And let's see, what is it, Spirit? What conflict are we going to be looking at today? Ooh, someone's feeling really frustrated because they're losing out on something. They're not getting, they're not winning. What is it? They should be looking ahead, but they're not. They're lacking confidence. Why? Okay, let's see. 7 of Cups. Okay, so the 7 of Cups tells me that they do have choices. So you're not limited and restricted, because the 3 of Wands could also have been limited and restrictions, but I didn't pick that up. What I picked up right away was frustrations, right? Like, no, okay, you're aggravating me, okay? Someone is causing a frustration, or something is causing a frustration. So with the 7 of Cups, you do have a choice. Okay, so what I'm picking up also is that you could be your own block. Interesting perception. Okay, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, boundaries. Here they are. Because there's a lot of things that we can say about this, because this is actually some source of insecurity, and it has to do with boundaries, as I was picking up. In fact, because the 4 of Pentacles is all about keeping things to yourself, hoarding maybe, but it's usually because of insecurity. And when you do keep something for yourself, you set a boundary. But the fact is here, someone's feeling frustrated. Okay, they're feeling frustrated because they're not winning. So they're not able to get their boundaries. As I was picking up in the reading, someone is not getting their boundaries respected, and they're sort of becoming insecure about it because people are always overstepping it. And this is actually frustrating for all of us. In fact, this is quite common, because if we don't have our boundaries respected, okay, we're always being invaded. We always feel that our space is being taken up when it's not supposed to. Okay, so it's like saying, okay, I'm looking at all this flame. It's burning. It's like burning inside of you, and it's really bothering you. However, this card is quite important, because the thing is, you are free to choose. Okay, you're free to choose your boundaries. You have to set them, however, for others, because once you set your boundaries for others, they know exactly where things stop for them, okay, and instead continue for you. Okay, they know their limits at this point. Yeah, see, victory. At this point, the victory goes in the upright, and we have another 7. Take a look at that. There's 2 7s here already. Okay, this time it's the 7 of Pentacles, because if you do that, if you set your boundaries and you let people know what you like, what is allowed and what is not allowed, okay, that's when the victory actually steps in. This card shows you a Viking, a warrior, that, if you can see, this is on the it's on the wall, And they're all different, okay? These are the actual shields of his enemies that he won. When there's a battle and you win against an enemy, you get his shield and you take it home. That is your trophy. So he is actually looking at his victory wall, okay? And his head is tilted back. He's looking back saying, these are all the victories I won. If you want to win, because here we didn't have one, right? Here we were talking about losing because the victory was below. If you want to win and be respected by others and have your boundaries respected by others, okay, you have to battle. Unfortunately, this is something that people do not automatically do. You're going to have to fight for it and show them exactly where it is. Then your victory can come along. Okay, as we were saying, this is your choice. If you remain silent, this is going to happen. If you speak up and show them, this will happen. Okay, you will become this Viking warrior that can put on the wall all the victories, saying, okay, I put this person into place, I put this situation into place, I put this other person into place. So now this first person will respect me, this second person will respect me, etc. Okay, now I'm not saying to go around and actually literally physically fight, but verbally you can communicate to the person with correct words exactly where your boundaries are, what you like and what you don't like. Oh, look at that. We continue. King of Cups. Okay. Wise. We were talking about how to communicate, but with words and not with anger, not physically. Wise, diplomatically. Okay. This King of Cups is balanced. This is a figure, the king, which is balanced head over heart. But it also can be considered as balanced in fairness. That is, when you speak about the boundaries that you have and what you like and what you don't like, it's not just about you. To obtain your boundary, to have your boundary respected, you can actually tell the person that you are respecting their boundaries. So it's reciprocal. If you're respecting their boundaries, they should be respecting yours, and vice versa. So that they understand that the only thing you're asking for is exactly what you're giving them. So why can't you have the exact same thing? It doesn't make any sense, right? It's logical. So here, I'm already picking up on the advice. The actual figure is telling me, be wise, okay? When you talk very diplomatically and mediate your situation by explaining exactly why you have this boundary, why you want it, okay? It could be reciprocal. You could also have a boundary that they don't have, that they, for example, a person says, that's not a problem, you can do that with me, but yet that same situation with you bothers you. In this case, you're going to have to continue and explain it to them, okay? You're going to have to maybe consider another situation that is okay with you, but not with them. In that way, you can balance it in the same manner. They'll have to understand it some way. What I'm picking up here is that you have to try to talk their language, okay? To give them an example of something that they understand. So in that manner, they put themselves in your position and they will understand your request. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else. Any other advice? Because that was really quick. Usually the conflicts with the Vikings are really long. But boundaries are actually quite common. So, let's see. Okay, let's get some other information here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. Okay, because usually this is a great card to have it upside right because it's success. Here instead, it's coming up upside down. Okay, and this means that there's a failure. Okay, there's someone that is not recognizing. This is a lack of recognition. There's someone that is not recognizing your boundaries. Okay, it's not that you, for example, that they do it on purpose. I'm picking up because it could be someone that is disrespecting you, period. Okay, and they should be respecting your boundaries. But this could also be another situation where you have someone that really, they just don't understand it. They don't know that you have that boundary. Therefore, you'll get frustrated. You'll continue getting frustrated because they keep overstepping it. But the fact is, they're not aware that they're doing it. So when I had said before, you have to defend yourself, Yes, but right away I said, you don't have to go out and fight. It's communication that counts. So if this person, if there is some one or some two or some three people that are acting in such a manner or behaving, and they do frustrate you, okay, there's no need to get upset. In fact, this is simply a lack of knowledge, lack of knowing what bothers you. Maybe they don't know something about you because they don't know you very well. Or if they do know you well, there's some aspects that they just never thought of that could have bothered you. Okay? So here, all I'm picking up from this one is simply that they don't recognize it. They don't know about it. Ooh, nasty one. Now we go to the 5 of Wands. Okay, but this one is in the reverse, because this one, in fact, would have been a conflict like this. This is the end of the conflict. So should you be able to have that conversation, put your cards on the table very diplomatically, very nicely, with grace and elegant, and you explain it to them in some manner, and they become aware of it. What happens? End of the conflict, because this is in the reverse. This is great. Okay, this means harmony and peace. End of the conflict. Okay, and this is what we're looking for. So the ideal situation is, are you going to choose to open up and defend yourself? Are you going to tell people what bothers you? Are you going to tell people that that's where they stop? This is their boundary. This is a yes, this is a no. Okay, and because that is what actually brings you peace in the end. Let's see about what happens. I'm going to ask a really particular question. People that don't want to respect your boundaries, how should you behave in that manner? Okay, because it's really easy if you communicate it and everything's clear and they respect it. Let's take a look at when they don't want to. Okay, because I was picking up in the meditation, respecting your boundaries, having your boundaries respected. Okay, so this is all clear when they're doing it and they're not aware of it, or maybe they just overstepped it and they didn't care, they didn't know, etc. But what about when they say no and they keep doing it and they're not respecting it? What can we do at that point, Spirit? One card. Whoa, okay. Fiery Knights of Wands. Okay, get up and go. Be courageous. Be energetic. Rebel. Okay, you have to have that spirit, that hot-tempered spirit and free spirit to assert yourself. Okay, you have to defend yourself. As I was saying at the beginning, those two phrases that I picked up, respecting boundaries and defending yourself, you have to defend yourself. If someone oversteps, they tell you to do something, they're giving you advice on how you should dress and how you should speak and how you should do this and that because it's not good, etc. But it's good for you. And you don't put your nose in their business, but they have to put it in yours. And they want to take over and dominate, etc. Well, with those people, okay, we're going to get a little bit hot here. We're going to get a little bit more daring. You may have to speak in a more rebellious manner just to make them understand. Okay? Some people don't understand diplomacy, for example, and they'll say, oh, it's a sign of weakness, okay? And you have to get hot-tempered, or you may have to raise your voice. And this is really unpleasant, and I'm not pushing or supporting, like, say, being very rebellious and raising your voice. But unfortunately, I'm interpreting the cards, okay? I'm the messenger. Here they're saying that you have to get that courage out, give it a little bit more energy, just give your voice a little bit more input to be heard by those that don't want to listen to you, that don't want to respect you, okay? So in this case, we have to make sure that we're talking to someone who, after we've said what we had to say, this is where my boundaries are, they say no, and they continue doing it. With those person and only with those people, we have to really raise your voice just a little bit and be heard. We have to have our boundaries respected, period. Okay? So you're going to have to turn up the volume, turn up the heat a bit. Let's see what else Spirit can tell us about putting those people into their place if they really do not want to respect us. I just heard walk away. Okay, I heard him say walk away. Just walk away from those people. Okay. Yeah, okay, see. Six of Cups. And this is in, it came out almost sideways. The Six of Cups here says, in fact, move forward. Okay, this is you. Are you going to decide to move forward? Are you going to be stuck in the past? Are you going to, because this is the card of leaving home and being independent, or staying at home because you have a lot of nostalgia. As I was saying, I had actually said walk away. This is it. This is up to you. I can't actually tell you to walk away from a person or from a job or something, because that is up to you. See how it came out sideways. But definitely the card reinforces what I was saying, because I heard walk away. Okay, are you going to leave that situation? Because if someone really doesn't respect you and keeps inflicting their whatever words or actions on you, and it does frustrate you, it does hurt you, you have the freedom, you have the choice. What are you going to do? When you can solve this with words diplomatically, great. But when a person in bad faith does not respect you, you're going to have to come down to decide, are you going to say, okay, then this is where it ends? Or are you going to stay there and could continue having your boundaries disrespected and being inflicted this frustration? That spirit is giving you the option, because you have free will. And as I've written in the description box of this playlist, these readings will never take away your free will. They will help you. They'll guide you towards that path to be happier so that your conflict is resolved, but they can never take away your free will. In the end, it's always you that decides. Always you. Okay? Because the situations here are very particular. I mean, one person watching has a certain situation, another person watching has another. So it comes down to us individually to decide what we're going to do with certain individuals in bad faith. Okay. Otherwise, we do have a peaceful solution. I really hope this helps. Really, really hope so, because this is something that we all need, to have our boundaries respected at all times. Okay, everyone. Thank you for being with me for the moment. I really hope this helps. Thank you for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next Viking Valor video so that we can get rid of another conflict and live a better and more peaceful life. Bye-bye for now. From Angel.